What's happening, everybody? I'm going to be showing you my Black Panther settings for controller. So I use a 500 horizontal sensitivity and a 500 vertical, just the absolute max. I wish you could go higher, but you can't. And then for my advanced settings, I use a classic curve. So the thing is with the curves, right, is linear curve used to be called, so classic curve used to be called linear. But what they've done is they've made a new curve, which is classic, and then they've made a new linear curve. The linear curve is not good. It's so inconsistent. I've not found settings that can actually beat my classic curve settings, because it's just like, it's so hard to control and it's not faster. It's more, it feels way more airy and light, if you know what I mean. Like it's really hard to explain unless you try it yourself. It's just not good to use. The classic curve is what gives you that nice crispy, snappy feeling to your aim, especially when you're using Black Panther. I don't use classic curve on my tracking heroes. I use Deadzone, which is a lot better for my tracking heroes, but I can show those settings in a different video if you do want to see them. But yeah, and exponential curve is just irrelevant. Nobody uses this, and it feels like it doesn't feel good at all. So it's not really a good curve to use. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, classic curve's the way to go. You know, classic curve is definitely the way to go if you are wanting to get that nice snappy Ghost Dash kind of playstyle, especially with Black Panther, that you need. And then for my, okay, so these are all set to 0. That's not a mistake, right? This is what I actually use. I'm using a brand new controller right now. I just got a new controller, and so it has 0 stick drift. So usually on a normal controller, if you've got any type of stick drift, you can bump this up, the eye gaze targeting minimum, Deadzone, by 1 or 2 or 5 or whatever you want to use. When this controller starts to get drift, I'm gonna put this up to maybe like 1 or 2. It's just because I'm using a brand new controller right now. My last one was broken. My left stick it would move randomly. It was quite funny actually. So you can copy these. I don't mess with any of the boosts or anything like that. The latency response time, the Deadzone response time, don't mess with any of that. It just, for me, I feel like it's not consistent. And the thing is with Black Panther is you need consistency, especially in your aim settings. You know, if you miss one dash on Black Panther, you're kind of screwed. You have nothing, and your kick's on cooldown. You're absolutely screwed. So consistency is the name of the game here, especially with being fast. So it's just kind of balancing how fast you are with how consistent you are, and that's what I found these settings are. You know, they're really good for. For my aim assist settings, I use a 23 window size. So this is a very very low window size. So essentially, because I only want aim assist on when I'm very close to the character, it's what allows you to have that nice kind of switching between targets, kind of snappy feel to your settings as well. The aim assist is very strong in this game, so sometimes it will pull you onto other characters, or it will just slow down your aim completely when you're just in the vicinity of another character. So having this at 23 allows me to kind of look around the map a lot easier, and choose my targets a lot faster. Aim assist strength, you want to keep it at 100. There's no point having aim assist strength lower. I mean, you need as much aim assist as you can get. It's just the window size is huge, so I'd recommend turning that down. So what this allows me is to have very strong aim assist on a single target only when I'm near the target, instead of having very strong aim assist, in its general area. So it makes it a lot more snappy. It's not good for tracking, so I wouldn't recommend using these settings for tracking. But yeah, so the same thing with the ease in. Ease in just allows me to have a little bit more of a smooth transition into the aim assist when I'm hovering over an enemy. This is the most useless setting in the game. Disable aim assist at max Deadzone. I don't think anybody should ever use this, because it just basically means that when you tilt your stick all the way to the left or to the right, and your sensitivity is fully engaged, you lose aim assist, which is just kind of stupid. Character movement Deadzone, it's all just default. And then for my crosshair, I use a dot, a very small dot, a width of 3, outline width of 76, and 100% outline opacity, and the center gap has no effect on the dot at all. So it's just a plain little black dot, nice and clean, so you can see where you're going. And that's pretty much it for Black Panther. Oh, actually no. So I've got my binds here. So I've changed a couple of binds. So I used to play a lot of Call of Duty, and I used to flip my bumpers. So I use my bumpers to shoot. I've just kind of stuck with that. So now I use my Vibranium Claws on R1, my Spear Toss on L1, and I use my dash on L2 and my kick on R2. I don't know if I'm right, but I think these two are actually swapped over. So usually the kick's going to be on your L2 and your dash is on R2. Because I used to play so much Genji, I was so used to having my dash on L2, which was the default bind for him when you flip the bumpers. So I put my dash onto L2, which I think is actually a lot better than having it on R2, just because your right hand is doing so much more, obviously pressing like the jump button, aiming and doing everything else, and your left hand really kind of only controls the movement stick. So I think having the dash on that just allows you to kind of react a little bit faster, and it's a little bit easier to do so much at the same time. But that's pretty much it for my Black Panther settings. I mean, your settings don't matter as much, especially if you're just chucking 500 cents on. That's just the absolute fastest that you can be. And mainly, the best thing with Black Panther is just finding your consistency. That like literally just being able to hit your dashes every time. You see that little spirit rend refresh rate. You see that how it says 50%. You want that to be as close to 100% as possible. And that's how you can know that your settings are pretty decent, is when you're hitting most of your dashes. If it's, a good game for me, it's hovering around about, 65%. Bad games, it can be under 50%. That means you're missing more than half your dashes, which isn't the best. So if you are missing tons and tons of your dashes, then you should probably look to change your settings around a little bit. Mess around with the aim assist, window size, mess around with the sensitivity, mess around with your curve. Just find something that works for you as well. And that's the main thing really, is just find whatever works for you, and just keep practicing. Honestly, the best way to get better at Black Panther is just one trick him, which is pretty hard nowadays because he gets banned like every other game. But just getting the experience on him, and really just actually mastering your sensitivity. And it is difficult when you have to use like a different sense for Black Panther and then have different sense for your other characters like Punisher, tracking characters, because that's what I do. I use a different sense for Black Panther on his own. Like this is my Black Panther setting. Everybody else uses a different kind of aim setting. So it is hard switching between tons of characters. So I find myself being a lot more consistent if I just play Black Panther. If I'm in the mood, if I'm in the mood to play Black Panther. But that's pretty much it. Thank you so much, by the way, for 1,000 subscribers. It's so crazy to think about that. I've just hit 1k subs. So I saw that and I was like, oh my goodness. So I'm gonna definitely start streaming like my comp games soon. I need to get a capture card before I do that. So, and if you did make it to the end of the video, please consider leaving a like. It really helps the video like get out to more people and stuff like that. So yeah, that's it. Thank you very much for watching.